You explain something you understand perfectly. Something obvious, something you could do in your sleep. And halfway through, you saw it happen. Their eyes went flat. The nodding got faster. That polite nod that means they're completely lost. So you slowed down. You said it again, louder. Same words, more patience. Still nothing landed. And a small, ugly thought crossed your mind. How do they not get this? Here's what you couldn't see in that moment. The problem wasn't them. It wasn't their intelligence. The problem was that you understood it too well. That sounds backwards. Stay with me for a second. Knowing something can make you worse at explaining it. And once you see why, you can't unsee it. It has a name, the curse of knowledge. Here's the curse in one plain sentence. Once you know something, you can't remember not knowing it. Think about a word you read every single day. You don't see the letters anymore, just the meaning. You couldn't sound it out slowly if you tried. The effort it took to learn, it is gone. That's not a flaw. That's the point of learning. Your mind buries the steps so you can move fast. But when you explain, those steps stay buried. You reach for the knowledge, and it's just there. One smooth block, no seams, no staircase. So you hand someone the finished block, and they have no idea where the stairs went. Researchers caught this in a beautifully simple experiment. They sat two people down for a little game. One person picked a song everybody knows. Happy birthday, a national anthem, something everyone knows cold. Their only job was to tap the rhythm on a table. Just taps, no humming, no words. The other person tried to name the song. Before each round, the tapper made a prediction. Oh, they'll definitely get this one. The tappers figured about half the songs would be guessed. The real number was almost nothing. Barely one guess in 40 actually landed. Now think about why the tapper felt so sure. Because inside the tapper's head, the song was playing. Full band, every note, loud and clear. They weren't hearing taps, they were hearing music. The listener got bare knuckles on wood. Just silence between the random little hits. Same taps, two completely different experiences. And the tapper could not turn the music off. That's you, every time you explain what you know. The music is playing in your head. All the context, the reasons, the background. You genuinely can't hear the silence they're getting. This is the mechanism, this is the whole thing. It's not arrogance, it's not impatience. It's that your own knowledge is invisible to you. The stuff you know best, you can see the least. Watch how this shows up in real life. Someone asks what you do for work. You answer, and their face does the thing. You didn't explain your job. You summarized it. You skipped 9 steps because to you, they're 1. That skipping feels like clarity. It isn't. You compress the idea for an audience of 1, you. The expert and the beginner aren't on the same road. The expert took a helicopter. The beginner's on foot. You keep pointing at the destination. They're still asking where the trail even starts. And here's the part that stings a little. The smarter you are, the worse this gets. More knowledge means more buried steps. More things that feel too obvious to say. So the very expertise that makes you worth hearing. Is the thing quietly wrecking how you sound? That's the trap. Skill and clarity pulling apart. Now the reframe, the one thing to keep. When you explain something, you're not describing the thing. You're describing your memory of already understanding it. And memory skips the boring part where you were confused. So the fix isn't talking slower. It isn't smaller words or more of them. Volume was never the problem. You already tried louder. The fix is rebuilding the staircase you deleted. And there's one move that does most of the work. Before you explain anything, ask yourself one question. What did I have to understand first for this to make sense? That's it. Find the step underneath. Not the idea, the thing the idea sits on. Because that hidden step is where they actually are. Let me make this completely concrete. Say you're explaining how a loan's interest works. The obvious move is to define the interest rate. But the step underneath is simpler and never said. That borrowing money isn't free. That time has a price. Start there, and the rate becomes obvious. Skip it, and every number sounds like noise. The hidden step is almost always more basic than you think. It's the thing you'd be embarrassed to say out loud. Isn't that too obvious? That feeling is the signal. That flash of embarrassment is you finding the buried stair. Say the obvious thing. That's the one they're missing. Here's the second half of the move. After you explain, don't ask, does that make sense? People say yes to that, whether it does or not. Nobody wants to admit they're lost. Instead, ask them to say it back to you. Not to test them, to find the broken step. Listen for the exact place they go vague. That vague spot is a stair you forgot to build. You'll hear it. It's unmistakable once you listen. Then build that one step, and only that one. Explaining well isn't really about being simple. It's about remembering what you used to not know. It's an act of imagination, not intelligence. You reach back to the version of you that was confused, and you hand them the thing that version needed. So next time you watch someone's eyes go flat, don't say it slower, don't say it louder. Ask what has to be true before this makes sense. Then start one step lower than feels necessary. That's the whole skill. That's how anyone gets it. If this rewired how you hear yourself explain, subscribe. This channel is about the quiet mechanics behind everyday behavior. And here's the strange gift buried in the curse. You can't feel your own knowledge, but you can rebuild the stairs. Every good explanation is just someone remembering the climb. So find the first step, then say the obvious thing out loud.